Yo, what is going on, peasants? My name is JB and I am back here today with my week 3 team builder and battle video here in the UPA. This week we're taking on my boy, my co-commissioner, I guess you could say my co-pilot, Dorian, aka Lieutenant Gold. Go check him out. He's legitimately one of my like 2 or 3 best friends on the internet, like one of my absolute favorite people. No cap. He's hilarious. He's a great dude and a fantastic battler as well. So definitely go check out Dorian if you haven't before. Highly recommend that. And I also got to give you guys a huge shout out. I don't know if I've recorded since I hit 300 subscribers. Yeah, I've released a video since I hit 300 subs, but either way, we hit 300 subs, which is crazy. And yeah, that's really freaking cool. And I've gotten like 6 or 7 more without uploading another video, so I appreciate the fuck out of that. I don't know why people are still subscribing to me. I suck at this YouTube thing, but I really appreciate that. So if you guys are new here and you like the content, hit sub, man. Join the other people hitting subscribe for some reason. Anyway, UPA, we're playing our boy Dorian, and this was a really weird week, as you can tell by probably the length of this video and the distorted showdown screen you're looking at. Like, this showdown screen doesn't even look good. I don't know why, but we'll figure it out. We got super behind this week, Dorian and I did. So this goes up on Friday. I'm recording it at 6 a.m. Friday morning. We played this game on Tuesday, if that tells you how useless we were last week. So yeah, let's just quickly go over the matchup and I'll get into the team I brought and the replay, which, spoiler alert, we played on Showdown because, again, we were useless this week. So you can see my team over here on the left, and Dorian's team consists of Weavile, Galarian, Zapdos, Entei, Metagross, Flygon, Slurpuff, Vaporeon, Rotom, Bellossom, Pinsir, and Gmax Garbodor. So he drafted himself, which I gotta give him props for that. Drafting Gmax Garbodorian, gotta love that. But all in all, this team is super physically offensive, with his only real special attackers being Vaporeon, Rotom, and Bellossom. And then, like, occasionally you can get away with like a Calm Mind Entei or special coverage moves on a Flygon, but his team is super physically oriented. It's built around Galarian and Zapdos, which, spoiler alert for my BBR video this week, yeah, might be the last time we see Galarian and Zapdos on the channel. I'm not a huge fan of that, but he was able to get the Weavile that I couldn't in BBR, so he was able to help deal with its weaknesses to birds and psychic. So really nice pairing there. Super offensive. Entei can click Extreme Speed, can click Sacred Fire, can be any nature now with mints and whatnot, so and ability capsules and what the hell ever. So it's a really solid Pokemon, and it's just a super hard hitting beast, so we got to be really careful with that. Metagross can chew hits from the likes of Lottie, really just Lottie. It's a good Lottie check. It can take hits from Roserade pretty well as well, so it's a really decent bring this game. Flygon, decently fast pivot as a wild move pool, so could probably see something wacky with that coming. Slurpuff, I always say it every time I play a Slurpuff. You have to respect belly jump Slurpuff or you just fucking lose. There's no real way around that. But other than that, it can run Calm Mindsets. It can run just sticky webs, or just bulky fairy shenanigans with just like good coverage. Play off Drain Punch, stuff like that, or it could just run like supporting stuff with like Aromatherapy. I believe it gets Wish as well. Vaporeon is a great cleric, can Wish Pass, super fat wishes. Toxic spam, obviously it's Vaporeon. Gonna be clicking Toxic probably. Wish Protect, like I already said. Scald, Shadow Ball, Ice Beam are really the only moves it ever runs. So yeah, it doesn't get great stuff, but it's very hard to kill and very fat, and I kind of hate it. Rotom, again, a decent fast pivot with really good dual stab Electric Ghost, so very hard to switch into. Not the hardest hitting thing in the world though, so not the biggest deal, but can definitely be annoying. It's a Rotom. Bellossom gets String Sap, so I already hate it. It also gets Quiver Dance, which is annoying. It gets Stun Spore. I believe it gets Sleep Powder as well. Moonblast and like Sludge Bomb are about it for coverage, but it gets a lot of fun stuff, so I wouldn't be super surprised to see it. Pinsir gets Rocks. That's the same reason he drafted it. Other than that, it's a ground resist and it's bad, so yeah, dude, it's a Pinsir. And then Gmax Garbodor is a decent Gmax with access to Max Knuckle and Weak Armor. It can actually get out of hand very quickly. I used it in PBAL this past season, if you know that league. I didn't upload it, but I actually got quite a few kills with Gmax Garbodor. I believe it was in the top 10 of this past season, if I'm remembering correctly. Either way, Gmax Garbodor is really fun, so if you're in a Gmax league, try out Garbodor. It's a lot of fun. Just up a weakness policy on it and run Max Knuckle with Weak Armor and just try to win with Garbodor. I had fun with that a few times. But pretty decent coverage. Can also set T-Spikes and Spikes if it's not a hazard setting variant. So all in all, really solid Pokemon, and again, would not be surprised at all to see his Gmax. Shocking. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the team builder. All right, so hopping into the team, first off, we have ourselves Latias with an expert bet. We have Psychic, Ice Beam, Mystical Fire, and Recover. 76 HP, max special attack, and 180 speed with a Timid Nature. That's just speed for Zapdos and Flygon, being able to outspeed both of those things. And then Psychic hitting the, obviously, Zapdos very hard, hitting the Garbodor very hard. Ice Beam for the Flygon, as well as the Blossom, and then Mystical Fire for the Metagross, which otherwise would be able to pretty well wall this set. So, all in all, decent coverage, and then we just slapped on Recover for obviously being able to recover HP. Pretty self-explanatory in that regard. Has great coverage for his team. Recover outspeeds everything except for Weavile. Pretty simple set, pretty easy bring in my opinion. Not much else to see there. Next up, we have Tapu Koko with the Magnet. We have Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Taunt, and U-Turn with 148 defense, 180 special attack, and 180 special attack and 180 speed with a Timid Nature. Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Taunt, U-Turn, which I already said. Whatever. This is speed for Weavile. I'm fairly certain. There's no way that's speed for Weavile, right? Alright, so I remembered what the speed for Koko was. This is like a 3-level deep thing. So this is speed for his Weavile creeping my Koko, creeping his Weavile, creeping Latias. So if his Weavile creeps Latias, but he crept Koko, creeping that, I crept that. Basically. So I don't think he's gonna run max speed Weavile, so that's why I ran speed for Weavile, creeping Latias, creeping Koko. Basically, I'm predicting his Weavile set, and I ran speed for what I think he's gonna run speed on Weavile for. I don't know if the way I said that makes sense, but that's what it is. So hopefully it works and I outspeed Weavile. We'll see. And then next up we have Incineroar with a Tropical Berry. We have Knockoff, Fire Punch, Will-O-Wisp, and Roost. 132 HP, max defense with an Impish Nature, and 124 speed. This would most likely be speed for the, let me find out, probably an uninvested Slurpuff, I would guess is what that speed was for. Makes sense to me. Either that or uninvested Pinsir or Rotom, one of those two. Either way, it's a decent amount of speed. But Knockoff and Fire Punch are very spammable versus his team. Parting Shot, obviously, to be able to pivot out against everything except for the Clear Body Metagross. And then Will-O-Wisp with a Tropical Berry to bait Zapdos and be able to Willow that piece of crap. Because while I'm not the biggest fan of, Zapdos, I do recognize that it is very much a threat. And, being able to paralyze a Pokemon that just spams a move like Thunderous Kick would be really nice. So what we got there. Next up, we have ourselves a G-Max Blastoise with Ice Beam, Scald, Toxic, and Rapid Spin. So just brought a very defensive Blastoise. Like, basically, imagine if this weren't G-Max Blastoise. This is, this would be a great set. This is just a defensive Blastoise, but it can also G-Max, which is probably what I'm going to use Blastoise for a lot this season. But 100 HP, max Fizz Def, 4 special attack, 44 Spit F, and 108 speed. I don't remember what the 108 speed was for. Probably some sort of random ass creep because it's Dorian. The Fizz Def allows us to live multiple choice banded Brave Birds. I believe it allows us to be 2-hit KO'd by choice band Brave Bird. Guaranteed. Or no, guaranteed 3 KO'd. Either way, we can take some Brave Birds from Zapdos, which is good. Scald, Ice Beam, spammable. Pretty self-explanatory. Toxic for the Vaporeon, and then Rapid Spin for hazards. Don't really need to explain those. Next up, we have Drifblim with Hex, Air Cutter, Will-O-Wisp, and String Slap with a Cobra Berry. We have max HP, 204 defense with a Bold Nature, and 52 speed. I'm not really sure what 107 speed is for. I've just decided I'm gonna stop trying to figure out what the hell I was creeping this game, because fuck if I know. And I couldn't take notes for this game because Dorian is one of the 4 people in my front office server, so I'm not gonna write my notes down in my own Discord server, and damn well I'm not gonna save them on my computer because I don't know where I'm gonna put it. Have you met me? Either way, pretty, again, self-explanatory set. It helps me. Colbert allows me to live a hit from Weavile or anything else with dark coverage on his team. Granted, he could also just Icicle Crash me, but I figure he would not likely want to risk the miss versus this Pokemon with Icicle Crash, so he probably would go for knockoff first of Cobra Berry. Makes sense. Willow to burn either the Weavile, the Zapdos, the Metagross, Flygon, all the above. His team is super physically dependent, and then obviously after burning stuff, Hex becomes that much stronger, and then String Slap to recover off. I believe this actually was meant to be partially a Gmax Garbodor counter, because Garbodor does not really get anything too great to hit this. It does get max Rockfall, but when it's not big, it's only Rock Blast, so that's not as scary, but it's still pretty scary either way. But I believe we do live 1 max Rockfall if it's not boosted, so that's good as well. And then last but certainly not least, we have deleted that. That's not what I meant to do. We have Mamoswine. With Trashbag, we have Icicle Crash, Earthquake, Superpower, and Ice Shard. Again, pretty self-explanatory. 12 HP, max attack, Adamant, 132 defense, 20 Spinef, and 92 speed. 112 speed. I believe that would be for it's for something, I'm sure. But it allows me to outspeed his entire team non-scarfed. I'm pretty sure it's like a max speed Weavile. I think I just outspeed everything aside from opposing scarfers. That sounds right. Regardless, Earthquake plus Crash hit his team incredibly hard. Superpower hits the Vaporeon, I think. Nope. What does Superpower hit? I don't know what Superpower was for. Oh, Superpower one-shots Weavile, where Earthquake doesn't guarantee one-shot Weavile unless rocks are up, which I don't have rocks, so they won't be. And then Ice Shard, in case I need to pick something off that might potentially be faster than me, like a Scarfer. So that's what we have. I'm sorry that was such a mess. I'm real dumb. Let's go ahead and just watch the replay. All right, so we're back with the replay. You can see he ends up bringing the Flygon, the Zapdos, the Metagross, the Vaporeon, the Slurpuff, and the Rotom. So looking at his team, I'm like, okay, he's either going to be leading with a Stealth Rocker or something along those lines. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and leave him my Tauntmon, that being Coco. And Coco also should be able to outspeed everything since I don't see the Rotom. So we go ahead and lead off with Coco, as he does the absolute baller thing and leads off with Slurpuff with a damn Electric Seed. And I'm pretty sure if he just clicked Belly Drum there, I might have just gotten 6-0'd. But thankfully he goes for Calm Mind, and I don't take a ton from Gleam, and we're able to get off a decent amount with that Thunderbolt before we're going out into Blastoise, which I realized he gets what's it called, Thunderbolt, but thankfully he didn't have it. But Blastoise is also the only thing that I even remotely felt safe switching in here, so we just Gmax, go for a Cannonade so we can take the hit better. And by take the hit better, I mean Gmaxing so we can take the hit better, obviously. Go for the Hellstorm on the obviously Vaporeon switch just to get some chip on it. And he's going to go for the Protect, because I go for Max Strike just to get the most possible damage off. But yeah, he protects and it does nothing, which is totally fine with me. Now, we do manage to drop his speed, which again, doesn't really matter. Just gonna, leftovers up here. This turn we're just going to exchange Toxics, because I'm perfectly cool with just letting Blastoise, pretty much die here. So we just go for Toxic on Vaporeon, put that thing on a timer. He might have Heal Bell, we'll see later. But I'm just going to fire off an Ice Beam for no real reason other than... okay, so he goes Flygon there. He expected me to switch into Coco, trying to be aggressive and, catch the Vaporeon. But I'm like, I don't really want to switch Blastoise out here, because Blastoise doesn't really do much, especially now that it's so whittled down. So there's no real point going for a Rapid Spin, since I'm not offensive and I don't really outspeed anything. So I decided to go for an Ice Beam, because obviously Scald doesn't affect the Vaporeon because of Water Absorb. So Ice Beam was, I guess, my best way of doing damage. I don't really know. I guess Rapid Spin technically would have been better, but it doesn't really matter because he went hard Flygon and dies to hell. But yeah, he was trying to catch the Coco there, but we take those for sure. He's going to bring in the Rotom now, and like I said, I'm perfectly cool with letting Blastoise go down. He goes for Shadow Ball, again, over predicting, so I just click Scald, which is now Torrent boosted, and it does 60% to Rotom, which is fantastic. Got to go down to Toxic, which is cool with me. I get to bring it in Cineroar for free, and this is a free knockoff, or I could Parting Shot out, but I don't want to Parting Shot out with the fucking Defiant Mon there. That would be a terrible idea. So he's just going to get up webs as I Fire Punch this thing and get rid of the Slurpuff. He's going to go into the Zapdos, and the bait set works perfectly. As he goes for Thunderous Kick, we're able to eat the Chompel Berry, live the hit with these, and burn the threat. So he's going to go for another Thunderous Kick, which will of course kill a -1 Incineroar from that range. But we're able to bring in Latios and go for Psychic, and he lives on 1%, pops his Weakness Policy, and Agility's up, which could have been absolutely terrifying. He had a ton of Spinef on that. He was a careful nature, and he was able to live that hit with ease. And I got a max roll, which put him in range of burn. So we got pretty damn lucky there. He brings in Metagross on Mystical Fire, and he 2KOs me, but I didn't really feel like I had a safe switch out there. So just kind of let Lottie go down. Bring in Drift Blimp, fire off a Hex. He's just continuing for Meteor Mash. I'm not really sure what he is at this point, but I mean, I'm fairly certain he's a Soul Vest, but Meteor Mash wasn't doing a ton, so I'm like, this is weird. But he goes into the Rotom, picks off my Drifblim. I can bring in Mamo, which does finally get caught in the webs, which is very annoying. He goes for a Pain Split, which could have been problematic, but we're able to land a Crash, thankfully. Now, here was an interesting turn. Had I gone Coco, which I kind of wanted to do to catch the Vaporeon switching into the Icicle Crash, obviously. I considered going Coco to catch that switch, but he just stays in and goes for Shadow Ball. Thankfully, I win the 50-50, because if I had gone Coco there, I would have probably, I don't know if I would have died to one Shadow Ball, but with webs, I definitely would have died to the second one. And then it would have been Coco versus, and then it would have been Mamo versus both of these things. And Mamo cannot break Vaporeon because I can't click Earthquake. So he would have won had I gone Coco there. Thankfully, I didn't. And I'm able to thankfully land the second Icicle Crash. He's going to bring in Vaporeon, and I'm just going to go for Crash again because I'm totally cool with just taking the 1-0, just getting the guarantee win. But we get the flinch, which is funny because it's Dorian. But he's going to take a little bit more Toxic Chip. It didn't really matter because unless he was like Wakan Berry, which we see he's not, he was pretty much always in range of Coco after a couple rounds of Toxic. So yeah, he's going to get his Witch back up, but he's going to be at like what, 50% after Toxic damage, 57%, which is easily range for a Coco. And since, you know, it is a Coco, I also will outspeed after the webs, and bada boom, we're able to pick up a 1-0 win and bounce back from, no, we won last week. So we're 2-1 now, which is great. Feels good to be doing well in my own league, I suppose. But yeah, GG's to Dorian. Go check him out. Coco putting in the finest. I think the MVP this week, I'm not really sure if we had one, because I don't think we played all that well. But Dorian definitely brought it for sure. He's a great player, great guy. Go check out my man's. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have much else to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I did not realize how tired and stupid I was. But yeah, this was maybe my worst Draft League video ever, but it felt fun, so maybe it wasn't. I don't know, let me know. Was it bad or was it okay? Anyway, we'll be back on Wi-Fi next week. My bad for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.